Hello, welcome to the session on modeling UML use case diagrams and capturing use case scenarios. So, use case diagram is a platform that can provide a common understanding for the end users, developers, and the domain experts. It is used to capture the basic functionalities, that is, use cases, and the users of those available functionality, that is, the actors from a given problem statement. At the end of this session, students will be able to identify different actors and use cases from a given problem statement, associate use cases with the different types of relationships, draw a use case diagrams. Use case diagram that belongs to the category of behavioral diagram of UML diagrams. Use case diagrams aim to present a graphical overview of the functionality provided by the system. It consists of a set of actions that is referred to as use cases that the concerned system can perform, one or more actors and dependency among them. Actor, an actor can be defined as an object or the set of objects or the external to the system which interacts with the system to get some meaningful work done. Actors could be humans, devices, or even other systems. For example, consider the case where a customer withdraws cash from the ATM. Here, the customer is an human actor. Let us discuss use case. Use case is simply a functionality provided by a system. Continuing with the example of ATM, withdraw a cash is a functionality that the ATM provides. Therefore, this is the case. The other possible use cases includes check the balance, change the PIN, and so on. Subject is simply the system under consideration. The use cases that apply to a subject, for example, an ATM is a subject having multiple use cases and multiple actors interact with it. Let us discuss the graphical representation. An actor is represented by a stick figure and the name of the actor is written below it. A use case is depicted by an ellipse and name of the use case is written inside it. The subject is shown by drawing a rectangle. Label for the system could be put inside it. Use cases are drawn inside the rectangle and the actors are drawn outside the rectangle as shown in the figure 1. The association between the actors and use cases, where the use case is triggered by an actor and use cases are connected through a binary association indicating that the two communicates through message passing. An actor must be associated with at least one use case. Similarly, a given use case must be associated with at least one actor. Association among the actors are usually not shown. However, one can depict the class hierarchy among the actors. Let us discuss the use case relationships. There are three types of relationships exists among the use cases: include relationship, extend relationship, and use case generalization. Include relationship, that includes relationships are used to depict a common behavior that are shared by the multiple use cases. This could be considered analogous to write the functions in a program in order to avoid repetitions of writing the same code. Such a function would be called from different point within the program. For example, consider an email application. A user can send a new mail, reply to an email he has received, or forward an email. However, in each of these three cases, the user must be logged in to a platform to those actions. Thus, we could have a login use case which is included by compose mail, reply, and forward email use cases. The relationship is shown in the figure 2. So this notation includes the relationship is depicted by a dashed arrow with a include stereotype from the including use case to the included use case. Let us discuss the extend relationship. Use case extensions are used to depict any variation to an existing use case. They are used to specify the changes required when any assumptions made by the existing use case becomes false. For example, let us consider an online bookstore. The, the system allows an authenticated user to buy selected books. While the order is being placed, the system also allows to specify any special shipping instructions. For example, call the customer before delivery. This shipping instruction step is optional and not part of any place order use case. So the figure 3 that shows such a relationship. Generalization relationship. The generalization relationship are used to represent the inheritance between the use cases. A derived use case specializes some functionality it has already inherited from the base use case. For example, to illustrate this, consider a graphical application that allows the user to draw polygons. We could have used a use case to draw the polygon. Now the rectangle is particular instance of a polygon having 4 sides at right angles to each other. So the use case draw rectangle inherits the properties of use case draw polygon and overrides it. So let us pause the video for a while and answer the question. What does a use case diagram represents? Now resume the video. The answer is the use case diagram represents a set of actions. A set of actions. Let's identify actors. For a given a problem statement, the actor could be identified by asking the following questions. Who gets the most of the benefit from the system? The answer could lead to the identification of the primary actor, or who keeps the system working. This helps to identify a list of potential users. What other software or hardware does the system interact with? And any interface or interaction between the concerned system and any other system. So these are the following the questions that we can ask and we can identify the actors. Let us discuss one case study, a library information system. As the size and capacity of the institute increase with the time, it has been proposed to develop a library information system for the benefit of the student and the employees of the institute. So library information system will enable the members to borrow a book with ease while sitting at his own desk or chamber, and the system also enables a member to extend the date of his borrowing if no other book for a particular book has been made. For library staff, the system aids them to easily handle the day-to-day transactions. The librarian who has this system aids them easily to handle the day-by-day transaction. So from the given problem statement, we can identify a list of actors and use cases as shown in the table. So we assign identifiers to each case which we would be using to map from software requirement identifier earlier. So the table shows the list of actors, that is member, non-member, librarian, library staff. So these are the actors that involved in the problem statement, that is library information system. Then the list of use cases with respect to the problem statement, we can derive some of the use cases: register, user login, search book, issue book, return book, reissue book, user logout. These are some of the use cases. Then before presenting the details of the individual use cases, let us do a mapping from requirement specification to the use cases. A list of functional requirements can be found in the table 1. For each such requirements, we identify the use case that helps to achieve the requirements. The mapping is shown in the table. So please note, we would be mapping only the functional requirement into the use cases. Now let us deal with the inner details of few use cases and the actors with whom they are associated. So the table shows the details of user login use case using the template that are presented. So this is the template for user login, where the description is mentioned, use case, assumptions, the actors involved, steps, variations, non-functional requirements, issues. So we need to mention all these in a particular the template. In order to issue a book, the availability of the book has to be checked. Also, the system needs to verify whether another book could be issued to the current user. So these are shown in the figure by include relationship among the use cases. The maximum number of books that can be issued to a user depends on whether he is a student or a professor. So verify issue count is a general use case which has been specialized by verify student issue count and verify the professor issue count use cases. So these have been represented by the generalization relationship as shown in the figure. So in the above scenario, member is a primary actor who triggers the issue book use case. Library staff is a secondary actor here. So let us pause the video for a while and answer the question. A college has an online library management system. Who is the primary actor here? Resume the video, and the answer for this question is the student. Student is the primary actor for the online library management system. So these are the references I have referred. Thank you.